to go out and buy a GM car now that the company will be under bankruptcy protection? The answer is yes.
General Motors is on the brink of bankruptcy, and only Elon Musk can help them at this point. But will he do it? And why is the once world-leading automaker now on the verge of bankruptcy? Join us as we explore why Elon Musk won't save GM from bankruptcy. GM against Musk. After Elon Musk acquired the social media platform, General Motors made the decision to discontinue running advertisements there. The firm published its final statement even on CNBC. The company GM said it had discontinued advertising when Twitter revealed the revised terms and conditions. GM said that although it will still utilize the platform for consumer communication, it would stop buying advertisements. They said, "We are communicating with Twitter to learn more about the plans for the service under their new management. We have suspended our sponsorship advertising for the time being. As is normal when a big shift in a media platform occurs, we'll keep using Twitter for customer service contacts." In an email, the corporation asserted that GM was one of the first companies to reveal investing billions of dollars to produce electric vehicles in order to compete with Tesla. The issue continued after that. Just as Musk was about to seize control of the GM facilities, another company objected to Twitter's terms and conditions. According to a spokesman for the company, Ford Motors has stopped conducting advertisements on Twitter. They have the same problem as GM and have said they won't work with Twitter. In relation to business, Musk is aware of the numerous bad investments made by GM. Different investments. In an interview, Mary Barra, CEO of GM, stated that the business was fully committed to the EV market. Current events have validated their assertion that they were working diligently to establish their leading position. The legacy car maker most recently made investments of $7 billion in its Michigan-based plants. The investment was the largest in the history of the business. In order to produce electric pickups, the upgradation and expansion of the Orion Township assembly plant took place for $4 billion. A joint venture with Lesang has allocated up to $2.5 billion for the construction of a third battery cell factory. To satisfy customer demand for its products, the firm continues to rely heavily on government funding. The Michigan Economic Development Board supports the company's goal of being the biggest EV manufacturer in the world. To provide the company $824 million in subsidies and incentives, they have received clearance. A grant of $600 million was part of this deal for Ultium sales, a $158 million tax credit, and a cooperation with LG Energy Solutions. In addition to the incredibly kind help, the board of directors also pledged $66.1 million to the business. This will aid in the restoration of the township and the development of the necessary electrical network at the location of GM's battery manufacturing. According to Musk, the government did not back Tesla in the same manner it did GM. But even after such extraordinary support, GM seems to be in trouble. Part of this trouble starts with the CEO of GM, Mary Barra. Mary Barra's unrealistic goals. Although many people are skeptical about GM's standing as a big car maker given the growth of EVs and Tesla's market domination, Mary Barra remains optimistic about the future of her company. Supply limits across the board have enabled GM and its rivals to sharply boost consumer prices. Even if raw material prices continue to rise, GM can experience an increase in revenue due to its better pricing power. This meager success, however, does not fairly reflect GM's desperate circumstances. The predicted 20% year-over-year decline in GM's U.S. first quarter 2022 sales was due to the chronic supply chain problems that interrupted manufacturing and kept dealer inventory low. The gap between production and distribution to dealers allowed GM factories to operate at close to normal levels in the first quarter, according to Steve Carlisle, president of GM's North American business unit. In 2021, Toyota, GM's chief rival and the market leader in the U.S., surpassed GM's entire U.S. sales. 512,846 vehicles were delivered by GM in the first quarter of 2022. Toyota said that its first quarter sales in the United States were 514,492 vehicles, were down 14.7% from the same time last year. GM has been attempting to replenish dealer stockpiles that have been severely affected by manufacturing reductions brought on by a global scarcity of semiconductor chips and other crucial auto parts, even if chip supplies have risen. GM said it was able to increase output in North America for 2 straight quarters in the 4th and 1st of 2021 and 2022. At the end of March, GM had roughly 274,000 automobiles in the U.S. inventory, including those on their way to dealers, a rise from 129,000 at the end of September and more than 200,000 at the end of the previous year. In an interview with Yahoo Finance, Mary mentioned GM's long-term goal. She predicted that it will overtake Tesla as the most well-liked EV on the market by the end of the next 5 years. They have experienced shortages and inflation despite GM's bold assurances. Inflation and shortage. Despite GM's claim that it is struggling to keep up with the increasing demand, it's odd to see inventories continue to climb, despite the fact that consumer supplies are so low. This is a long cry from the Tesla method, which eliminates the dealer entirely and makes it possible for inventory to remain low. According to Tesla, they deliver 308,000 vehicles in the 4th quarter of 2021, an increase of 71% over the same period the year before. Tesla seems to be having trouble keeping up with the rising demand for its cars, despite expanding production. More astonishing than what is taking place at GM is the fact that Tesla has raised the cost of all its vehicle models dramatically in the last year. The rear-wheel drive Model 3, the entry-level Tesla model, has a starting price as low as $35,999 in 2021, but it now starts at $47,000 due to a series of price raises. All of Tesla's models are experiencing the same situation. The Model Y has grown by more than $10,000, while Models S and X have increased by up to $20,000. Even now, according to Musk, Tesla factories have had to shut down because of chip shortages. Despite this, there seems to be a significant demand for Tesla automobiles. Only 17 vehicles were in stock at the conclusion of the March 31st quarter, according to Tesla's inventory tracking website, another sign of rising demand. This means that Tesla has a 3-day supply, or 17 automobiles for instant purchase in the nation. There were no Model 3, Y, or X vehicles in stock. Therefore, all 17 cars are Model S planes. As a result, GM's standing as a true rival has long since disappeared, while Tesla's revenues have significantly grown. Elon has already noted that parking cars on lots cost millions of dollars, which is one of the reasons Tesla favors the underground parking system. Tesla's strategy and worldwide vehicle problems. Elon Musk, on the other hand, has said that Tesla will only produce one model in each important automobile segment. This strategy is comparable to Apple's, which with the iPhone was able to dominate the incredibly crowded phone market. By focusing on a limited number of cars, rather than having a new car for each use case, engineering teams can fit more features into a single car and make it the best for many different uses. It is much easier to govern a world with fewer automobiles, especially as it becomes more networked. The only smartphone app that is compatible with 4 distinct types of automobiles is Tesla's. A GM app, on the other hand, would need some customization for 30 different models created over the next 3 years, even before you take into account the actual EVs they're putting out. All Tesla needs to do is add features. Compared to Tesla, this significantly damages General Motors. Another startling statistic is that internal combustion engine cars account for 99.9% of all of GM's sales. In the first quarter of 2022, GM sold 400 or more EVs, a startling increase from the 26 EVs it sold in the 4th quarter of 2021. Manufacturers have never had it so good in the car business, but a few things might make that change. Internal combustion cars, which are more expensive to operate in the present climate of high gas prices, may see a decline in the demand of the event of Fed-induced recession. More people than ever are open to switching to electric cars. Why Musk won't save GM? Elon Musk is a genius who owns several businesses in the area of contemporary technology. He is capable of creating anything, even robots and lunar rockets. He is the one who has the expertise and experience necessary to save GM from going bankrupt. Without Musk, GM would undoubtedly not work correctly and would eventually cease to exist. Due to GM being a competitor of Tesla, it is obvious Musk would enjoy their downfall rather than help them. Do you think Elon Musk should help GM to save them from bankruptcy? Write yes or no in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe with all notifications turned on. And in case you want to watch more fascinating videos, click the video on the screen now.